It is Thursday, the 15th of October, 2020. Couldn't do Monday's show, and I apologize to my 4 listeners for what I'm sure was a massive convenience, probably. A lot of nonsense to catch up on, but not going to be able to do it, probably. So this will be a very short show. This is episode number 41, the Tom Seaver episode, and I had this little thing written out. If Tom Seaver wasn't hurt in 86, the Red Sox win the World Series in 5 or 6 games. Clemens, Seaver, Hurst, Doyle, Can, Boyd. The Mets might squeak 1 or 2 out, but otherwise, no thanks. The Sox roll. Anyways, this is the very noisy, very echoey complaints and observations.
The greatest podcast hosted by someone who knows so precious little about almost everything. A journey into the mediocre mind of an exceptionally average person. This is Complaints and Observations with Dave LaPointe. Who the hell is Dave LaPointe?
All right, so I'm running pretty late. Usually I get this nonsense done relatively early in the day, and then I'm able to do whatever nothing I need to do later on. But today, honestly, I wasn't even planning to do the show today because shit started off a little weird this morning in terms of excuse me, availability, space availability, and whatnot. So the sound is fucking terrible, but it is what it is, Who the fuck cares? I'm in the basement of the new house here, and it's an awful echo. It's going to be a while before I get my own space here. Like, we still need, we're gonna have to do demo down here, and before we actually build out, and honestly, it's really a bunch of shit that I really don't want to do. But it is what it is. I definitely need my own space, and right now I'm up against a rainbow colored wall with some fucking ridiculous artwork poster on the wall, which probably tells me there's something behind it that I don't know. Rainbow colored wall. It's gross. Like, the plan was to paint down here at some point. That's kind of been pushed back. And everything's loud. So obviously you can hear the echo. I can hear the echo just talking. So you'll be able to hear the echo, no problem. But I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't going to do it, and then I'm like, you know what? I don't want to let nonsense like this stop me from doing the show, because I enjoy it, and I've made that abundantly clear over the past fucking getting close to 6 months now, huh? Jesus. Wow. It's been like 5.5 months. Crazy. Anyway, so if you listen to the show, you're just going to have to get used to the shitty echo. It's just impossible. And until I actually have a space where I can like soundproof a section, which is what I'd like to do. Not the entire room, but just a little bit. We shall see. But yeah, so since last Thursday, just kind of putzed around the house here, did a lot of things in terms of, moving shit around. My mother-in-law moved in yesterday. So, there's a lot of her stuff here in the basement. A lot of stuff in the other side of the basement needs to kind of be moved around. This is the part of the show I just talk about shit that I'm doing, which is unbelievably boring. Nobody gives a fuck. Why do I even bother? I don't know. Let's talk about a couple of things, a couple of hot topics, if you will. First and foremost, um, the nomination hearing for Amy Coney Barrett, ongoing in Congress. This woman is a fucking Looney Tune. She's got this weird thing that keeps coming up that I can't figure out. Now, see if you can follow along here. She says she is an originalist, quote unquote. Another downside to 2020 is all the fucking stupid words that have been made up. That's another one, an originalist. I'm sure maybe it has been made up, okay, but it's not well-known usage of a word. Where she interprets the Constitution as it was originally meant to do, which is odd for a few reasons. One, it was built to be changed, hence amendments. They knew full well that as the country grew in size and in population, things were going to have to be amended, hence the word. Second, for her, a woman, to interpret the Constitution as it is originally written, she would not be fucking sitting there going through this process because she doesn't have a penis. Penis is not directly written into the Constitution anywhere. However, it's implied. I find the hullabaloo with this odd for a couple of reasons. One, as I'm just listing numbered reasons here. Excuse me. If she does her job, then she should just interpret the law and not, her opinion should not leak into the law. Leak into the law. That's weird. And two, look, as much as I don't like it, what is going on is completely well within the rights of the ruling party, if you will, in this case, the Republicans, even though they are the current crop of GOP congressional folks are probably the most hypocritical shitbags on planet Earth. That's really neither here nor there. Especially since we are politically agnostic here at Complaints and Observations. But that's probably one of the hot topics over the course of the last week. The Rona continues to be the hot topic worldwide. And it's always interesting when you hear these different people that get it, that test positive. Like Cam Newton and Stephon Gilmore, they got it, so it's very, it's big news around here. I apologize. I am just so phlegmy. I probably had it, the Rona. Anyways, so Cristiano Ronaldo, Portuguese superstar, second best soccer player of all time, number one Portuguese person of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo. Typically I would say, okay, well, he's a Portuguese, so I need to say that he's the best soccer player on earth. But unfortunately, I can't because Lionel Messi is better than he is. In terms of winning, it's Ronaldo, but just sheer skill and playing ability. I mean, I would take Messi all day. And Ronaldo's a fucking weird dude. If you don't know anything about him, he's a strange cat. For a variety of different reasons. Anyway. So he tests positive. There's a picture of him the day before, and he's fucking holding court with his Portuguese national team. They're having dinner, and they're all fucking cramped in. It's like, what are we doing? It's bad enough that these guys are flying all over the fucking planet to play soccer, but you can still do that, but keep your distance. You don't need the 15-person dining experience in a what I assume is a poorly ventilated European restaurant. The restaurant, the building that it's in is probably fucking 400 years old, just like everything else in Europe. So there you go. There's that. Another person who reportedly got it was the president's son, Barron. The oddly sized Barron Trump. That kid hit a growth spurt. He fucking hit puberty, like, fucking owned this guy. He's got to be 6'6". I mean, look, Trump is not a small man height-wise, but this kid's taller. Wild. It's some kind of crazy-ass genes he's got. But apparently he had it too, which makes sense because his parents had it. How much sort of interaction he has with both of them, I'm not sure. It's really odd how you don't hear anything about that kid. The only thing I've ever heard is that he likes soccer. Like, that's it. Like, how the fuck is there nothing on this kid? How is he... I don't know. I mean, good for him. Christ, it must be... Gotta be stressful being the president's kid. Especially when your dad is fucking ancient. One of these dudes that had, a kid when he was fucking in his late 50s or early 60s, however fucking old he was when the kid was born. It's just got to be odd. It's got to be weird. But, I mean, the thing with the Rona is obviously, at least for, the purpose of this program, has been sports-related. And how the NFL especially is, the way they're handling this thing has been fluid. Is probably the best way to put it. Fluid as in constantly changing, always moving. Not the hot early 2000s South Shore cover band fluid. Not them. The one with the lead singer that wore some dynamite white Reebok high tops with his jorts, rolled down tube socks, white tube socks. What a fucking look that is, huh? Yikes. Anyways, very fluid. But the thing is, when you listen to sports radio, it's very, especially, and it's around here, but my guess is it's all over the country where people that host these shows, they figure out that what people want to do is bitch and complain and whine. And then there's, there's the commercials. I heard a commercial the other day, and they're all the fucking same. It doesn't matter where you are in the country, sports radio commercials are all the same. Weight loss, boners, fences, windows, sheds, shit like that. Then I heard this one. Oh, check this one out. Are you a white male between the ages of 26 and 55? Too fat and having trouble getting a boner while looking out at your old, broken windows at that dilapidated shed? Well, if so, try Sports Radio, the new solution from Scared Caucasian Pharmaceuticals. Just take Sports Radio from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Friday and find the cure for just about anything you didn't even know you needed. Are you moving soon? Great! Sports Radio is there. Gutters clogged? Sports Radio can help. And with the holidays right around the corner, you know that special someone in your life will love the great gift ideas that Sports Radio can provide. Another teddy bear, thin pajamas, and mutant strawberries just like last year. So remember, Sports Radio. Repetitive bullshit to fill the dead space in your life from scared Caucasian pharmaceuticals. That's weird, huh? Boy. Sports Radio. But, you know, so you hear these things on sports radio and you hear about the prep. And one of the things that I posted this on the show Twitter page. I'm very curious to know, like, what, like, team management, NFL and the NFLPA, what are they actually saying to players? Are they saying, okay, look, this stuff is going to happen, so just, you know, be careful or be diligent is the thing you hear all the time. Diligent. Or are they telling them something more viable, like, don't go anywhere other than your house and the facility? Now, it's not it's not plausible for that to happen. It's just not, because they have to do other things. They have to, you know, bring their kids to school, go to the supermarket, go to the club, go to fucking, I don't know. I don't know. Where do I go? Nowhere. Supermarket? I don't go to the club, though. I guess my assumption is the vast majority of NFL players aren't going to the club regularly anyway. They're doing something. They're going to other people's houses, hanging out with friends, whatnot. But I'm wondering if they're just being told, look, you can't do these things. You got to sacrifice for a while. Otherwise, you're going to bring down the whole fucking league. The story goes that Cam Newton had dinner somewhere in the seaport, and Stephon Gilmore was with him, and they both got it. So, you know, they got it somewhere. One of them. You assume Cam Newton got it from, I don't know, from the restaurant or from wherever he was. And apparently, from what I've read, what I've heard from my moles, is that he's very gregarious. When he's out, he doesn't, you know, it's not like he's spending massive amounts of time out and about in the city. Really hasn't. But when he's out, you know, if he's having dinner or if he's just out at the supermarket, you know, he's being very somewhat generous with his time and being very kind and whatnot. So it makes you wonder where it came from, where we got it. But you hear shit on sports radio, like the thing I heard from Felger and Maz, because Bill Belichick said, look, these are the things we're trying to do. We're being very cautious. And word around the league was that of all the coaches in the league, Belichick's the one he's the one that is spending time to learn about protocol, to learn about the virus itself, and various ways that they can remain protected, if you will. Yet he's being called out as a fraud because they're like, oh, well, you know, you want to make sure that your quarterback can play. How is it out of the realm of possibility that this man, who's in his late 60s, is being cautious for himself, his family, his players? Why is that so fucking hard to believe? Now, is his track record so that you would give him the benefit of the doubt? Probably not. Fact remains, he's a human being. We are in the middle of a pandemic, as ridiculous as the whole thing is, spare me your statistics and all your other fucking crap. There's nothing worse than the faux epidemiology crew on Twitter every time there's a fucking COVID story. And see, this is what I have to deal with. I don't know if you can hear this, but it's the pipes here in this fucking old ass house. The pipes just go on. I don't know what that is. There's nobody here. There's nobody in the house. It goes on for a minute. Again, I'm not a plumber, so I don't fucking know. All I know is it's annoying. Oh, man. I had a really nice setup at the other place. Really did. I hope that I can replicate that. Somehow here. I just know it's going to take way too much time and way too much money. I lost my train of thought. Fuck. You have to give people the benefit of the doubt in certain situations. I think this is the kind of situation where the coach should be given some leeway here, should be given some slack. No one in their right mind wants anyone to get this fucking illness. Now, it doesn't bother the vast majority of the people that get it or that test positive don't get sick. The vast majority. But again, it's not everyone. There are people that are going to get it and die. And my assumption is that the coach is in that high risk category given his age. I don't know if there are any other ailments that he may have or that his girlfriend may have. Who knows? No one knows. I think that's part of his mystique, if you will, is that nobody knows. Ooh, the shroud of Bill Belichick. Very secretive. Everything I've heard from players is that he's just a fucking laid back dude. He just is really focused on football. That doesn't sell newspapers though. Doesn't get ratings. Doesn't create ratings. Free ad. Eagle Energy. I found one of these electronic caffeine inhalers. I had a few of them a couple years ago, and one was just sitting somewhere unopened. So I was like, oh, remember these tasty little things that probably didn't do anything, but pretty cool. Eagle Energy. I don't even know if they're still around. Canadian company. 20% off with promo code BIZ20. I don't even know if that works anymore. Anyways, here's the actual commercial. And then I'm going to come back with 3 gripes since I didn't do a show on Monday. So check it out. Okay, it's time for the hastily thrown together 3 gripes. Gripe number 1. Can we get a shirt that fits for fucking Jake from State Farm? Good fucking Lord, dude. Hey, congratulations, you're jacked. If I went to an insurance company, if I needed my car insured, and I saw a guy that that was as jacked as Jake from State Farm, or the perception of being jacked as Jake from State Farm, wearing a schmedium T-shirt, I would immediately leave. I don't need that. Nobody needs that. But the thing of it is, look, he's obviously not a real insurance agent. He's Jake from State Farm. The second Jake from State Farm. The first one was a fucking fat schlub sitting in a chair. And the ad wizards that came up with the campaign is like, oh, this isn't going to work. We need a younger, fresh face to be Jake from State Farm. Somebody that we can pump full of fucking steroids and make go in the gym for hours on end so that he'll fit in this tiny T-shirt while having conversations with various quarterbacks. We need a guy who's going to have more muscle tone than the quarterbacks. I just fucking realized that. Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes are not the most jacked guys, yet they're fucking hanging out here with Jake from State Farm, who could probably just fucking break their necks with a fucking curl. Fucking Jake from State Farm. More jacked than the professional athletes that are pitching the product. Yeah, I don't understand that. And I'm sure it's come up multiple times, because especially the one with Aaron Rodgers, it's fucking awkward. Like, dude, what are we doing here? Just get him a fucking regular shirt. He's an insurance agent. He's not out there fucking competing in a Mr. Olympia contest. It's not accurate enough. It's a very simple gripe. There really isn't much to that one, is there? I get a feeling this is going to be a short segment. Gripe number 2. What the fuck are with paint can handles being so thin? I cannot for the life of me find a reason why. I had to go to Lowe's, unfortunately, Tuesday, to get some other shit, and so I happened to be walking by the paint section, or through the paint section, and a minor miracle occurred. There was a person working the counter. So I stopped and said, "Can I ask you a really dumb question? Why are the handles on paint cans so thin?" She did not have an answer for me. She just basically said, "I don't know." Went back to doing nothing. Every single time I pick up a paint can by the handle, you've got probably roughly, I would say, 15 to 20 seconds before it feels like that thin metal is going to slice through your fingers. Now, my guess is that it has to do with like a paintbrush. Somehow, it's something that was probably invented in the 20s or 30s that is now completely obsolete, yet this backward ass technology, these companies have decided not to change with the times. The times being, everyone is fat and lazy and will complain about thin handles. Make it a tad thicker. Just a tad. It doesn't have to be I'm trying to think of a fucking good comp here, but I'm not coming up with anything. But just make the fucking things thicker. There's no fucking reason for it. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's probably a reason, but the reason is probably dumb, and no one really cares about it. or it has nothing to do with people who are just fucking painting a room in their house. It's probably for like professional painters for some reason. But I mean, I don't fucking know. All I know is that I don't fucking like it. Okay, that's it. That's all I got for you. Next, let's see. What kind of asshole drives a golf cart into a sand trap or onto the green? Now, this is an old gripe. Probably I would say a month or so ago, playing golf. Excuse me. It was not a fart. I moved a water bottle. I can't remember where we were playing. In every single fucking hole, there were tracks through the sand trap and onto the green. I've had people say, well, it could be the groundskeeper. No self-respecting groundskeeper is going to drive through a sand trap. Not gonna happen. The level of shithead that you would have to be is astounding to do that. If you're just playing golf and you're like, oh, I'm so fucking bored with this game, I'm gonna drive my fucking cart onto the green. It takes a special kind of prick. And it's not the end of the world, let's be honest. It's not the end of the fucking world when people, do shit like that. But it gives you a glimpse into the kind of person that you are if you find that amusing. You're a fucking sociopath, probably. You're probably the same person that fucking shoots birds and squirrels in your backyard with a BB gun, or puts animals in microwaves and slices Vietnamese prostitutes and sticks their body parts in the freezer. You're probably the same person, one and the same, right? It's got to start somewhere. And my assumption is that it starts with driving a slow motorized vehicle onto a green. At least that's my guess. So don't do that. That's 3 gripes for the week. Not a lot of thought put into those. Again, I said it was going to be a short show. This is going to be a short show. There's some. I had some more in-depth gripes, but I think I'll save them for another time. Whether or not I actually do this on Monday, I don't know. We'll see. I think that's just going to be the shtick moving forward. Is, oh, geez, I don't know if I'm going to do the show anymore. One of those fucking stupid things. Stupid. Lock of the week. I don't know what happened to the sounder, so I'm not going to play it. Lock of the week. Lock of the week. There is no lock of the week this week, so it's just going to be best bets with myself, Jackie Paisley Jr. and Scott Banksley. Let me just pull those up. So thus far on the season, Banksley is 3-1-1, Fraudley 3-2, and your humble host is 2-3. So Scott Banksley with the lead here as we come to the quarter pole the season, since it's going to be an 18-week season. This week, Scott Banksley takes the Detroit Lions -3. Gross. Woo. I mean, that smells. They're playing Jacksonville, so the line is fine. Jacksonville's sneaky decent. Detroit has shown me very little. They beat Arizona, and that was it. I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens They are at a hefty -7.5. Who are they playing? Baltimore. Where are you? NFL schedule. Baltimore is on the road at the Philadelphia Eagles. Who? That's one prediction that came true from the NFL preview show. I know you didn't listen to it, but still, I said the Eagles would fucking stink out loud, and guess what? Wretched. Yikes, that team stinks. I also said Green Bay would stink. Way off. Way fucking off. Aaron Rodgers, holy fuck. Non-muscle toned, uh, doughy, soft Aaron Rodgers is on the fucking revenge tour. He is so pissed off that they took this bum quarterback from Nevada in the first round. Guy hasn't thrown a pick all season. He's averaging like 8.5 yards of completion. He's throwing something like 70% completion percentage. He is fucking rolling. They play Tampa Bay this week, and I got a sneaking suspicion that he's going to fucking blow Tom Brady out of the water. Don't hold me to that, because I'm going with Baltimore, -7.5. On the road against the Philadelphia Eagles. Jackie Fraudley Jr., he took the cheese. He took the cheese. The Dolphins are a -10-point favorite at home. -10 points. Now, they destroyed the 49ers last week. I think I was pretty spot on about the Niners, too, that they're going to stink, because that quarterback stinks. Don't tell me otherwise. Jimmy Garoppolo is a bum. The Dolphins are a 10-point favorite at home against the Jets. Now, the Jets are terrible. 10 points is way too high. Way too high. So, we'll see how that pans out. Hopefully, we get through all these games. As of today, as far as I know, let me just refresh the old Twitter, find out what's going on. I don't see anything that says that there are no, that there's going to be an issue with games. Boy. Yep, and the Patriots practice today, so we're good. Fingers crossed. So, yeah, let's see how it goes. All right, let's try to get through this week without any more nonsense. There was a big kerfuffle this morning with Shefty, who tweeted that the Falcons had 5 people test positive. Turns out it was 1, and it wasn't a player. They closed the facility anyway. Smart, good on you, but it didn't affect the game. Game is still a go. So, fingers crossed. We'll see. Yeah. But that's it for the show. I blew through this. This was quick. I mean, normally it takes me a few hours, type shit out and try to get my bearings, figure stuff out. But I have been mentally not in a good place for the last, I would say, Grace, probably since we moved here, but probably a little bit before that too. Yeah, so just haven't been myself. So this was a bit therapeutic. So I appreciate if you are listening, ignore the ums and ahs, because there's a lot. I hate it. I'd like to be hypnotized and not do that. I wonder if you can do that. Should look into hypnotism to not sound like a dumbass. It'd be nice. It would also be nice if I could speak. And I've been congested for a month. It's fucking driving me crazy. But that'll do it for the show. I appreciate you sticking around. Thanks for listening. Please tell your friends. I'm still throwing out invites to be on the show. I sent a tweet to Ian Rappaport. I was hoping he'd want to come on to talk about him being suspended by the NFL Network for hawking Manscaped, the fucking the pubic razor. Pubic razor, David? Jesus Christ. Great band name, Pubic Razor. That's funny. I also I reached out to Joe Haggerty from Comcast Sportsnet New England, which is not what they're called now, but anyways, he actually got back to me. And he's like, "Yeah, he's busy this week, so hopefully, knock on wood." That was loud, huh? Knock on wood, we can get Hags on. Hags is a free agent; doesn't work for anybody, so yeah, be great. Talk about the Bruins, talk about Star Wars. Be cool. I like Hags. So that'd be quite the coup for the show if we can get Hags on. But if you want to be on the show, or if there's anybody that you think I should reach out to, let me know. I say these things, I never fucking hear from anybody. Ever. Been doing this now, like I say, close to 6 months. I've had one person on the show twice. I had another person, another friend, my two degenerate gambling buddies. That was it. It's got to be somebody else out there that wants to be on the show. It has to be. I have 4 listeners. That means 2 more people want, theoretically could be on the program. Feel free to give a call, leave a voicemail, 617-65-RIP-'em. Or if you have my number, just give me a call, shoot me a text. Complaints Pod, Twitter, Complaints Pod on Instagram, show mail at complaintsandobservations.com. I do have a Facebook page, but I don't really use it. Fuck Facebook. Do have a YouTube page. I'd like to do something with it, but I probably won't. That's all for today. Thank you very much. As always, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Godspeed. Ta-ta.